Hey everyone, it's Ed in Northern California again. All right, we're in the garage now where I have my tent. I'll get you the brand name on that. What is it? VivoSun, I think it's called. Anyway, it's a 4x9 tent. And I bet everybody thinks I'm growing other stuff in there that I don't know if I should or shouldn't be, but in fact, it's vegetables in the spring. And right now, I've just got it loaded with cuttings. They're all figs, I believe. But anyway, so here it is, and you walk in the door and there's barely anywhere to stand. But again, it's 4x9. It cost me about 200 bucks. It was a bit of a booger to set up, but I got a grow light here and a grow light over here at the other end. And I think they were about 60 bucks each or something. But again, just like outdoors, I've got figs in various stages of growth. Inside the cooler, I'm rooting here, rooting everywhere, Everything's rooting. And I'm using different, mediums, and, different light, different water, different, some are in the open air, some are covered up. Like these over here out in the open, you're worried they're going to dry out and die. So I've got others protected. Some I'm trying to, keep them very humid, So, but just to give you some idea of what's going on, in the last few weeks, I've heard so much about using play sand to do the rooting. And so I've got this one right here with play sand. And I won't go through the process. That's a whole nother video. But I sterilized it with alcohol, which sounds really corny, I'm not into that, but I thought I'd try it with clean, plain play sand, so you don't get fungus and mold and rot and all this other stuff growing there, or fungus gnats and all that other stuff. And so far, so good. It looks really good and clean, and I'm having success with it. Pretty well. Not 100% by any means, but behind it, the other one is just with soil, and they're the little short stubs that I couldn't throw away. I stuck them in the dirt. There's probably 10 of them in there. 9 of them are rotting. 1 of them starting to root. Okay, so over here we got some stuff that I just got, last weekend, I think, and it's got roots on it, so I put it in soil, and I'm just waiting for that first bud to show up there to show me some signs of life. We've got, let's see. Sorry about that. Yeah, these are both soil, and they're actually doing pretty darn good. You can kind of see the humidity there. They're covered up. They're staying wet inside. I check them fairly often for rot. This one's got a lot of green growth going on inside of it. So you got success there. If you look at these over here, you see the buds popping out. We got buds all over the place. I can barely see that one down here. So, I gotta show you this. This one's, where is it back there? We're actually getting leaves on these puppies. So this one's in the light and looking pretty darn good. But, okay, so anyway, just kind of whipping through here. These over here, I saw a guy on YouTube dipping them in wax to try to keep the trunk, the bark moist so it doesn't dry out. And I did a really crude wax dip on these. It was really crude. And one of them or 2 of them have a bud popping out. So it's like, well, so far so good. The other ones will probably not make it. But again, it's all just an experiment. These are actually in water, kind of an old-fashioned method. And let's see, I don't think I can see it, but they're starting to show a little life, And then, again, I got this little, what do you want to call it? Like a little steam room here or whatever. And these are cuttings from an Olympian in the backyard and a Celeste. And there's probably something else in there too. Yeah, I see a cutting from up along the freeway in Northern California. But they're looking really good. These are in play sand in just a big plastic clear cup. So it's very clean. Everything was sterilized or whatever, alcohol rubbed. They're under the light. They seem to be pretty happy. They're not just dying off. So just a variety of successes and gosh, there's some failures in here somewhere. These guys, I'm going to have to think about where these came from. These. I think these were cuttings from the backyard. I did some pruning, or I believe so, and I stuck them in the soil, and so far we don't have much going on. But, there's always that hope, and right up here, there's a little tiny green growth. So hopefully that one will happen, but again, put them in the ground and see how they do. So anyway, that's what's going on in the tent. And I'm just saying, have fun with it. Try different things. Try the sand. Try the soil. I'd like to open this one up and show it to you. But, excuse me. Caught my wife's cold. But anyway. Yeah, oh, and underneath this is the heat mat. And I got it set at about 70, I think. And these are doing very well. I'm wondering if the heat mat had something to do with it. They do like some heat, I believe. Anyway, successes and failures, but it's all a good time. And boy, you sure have to be patient. That I can't say enough about. I'm not patient. I'm looking for results, and come out every day, probably a couple times a day, and check out the babies and see how they're doing. But have fun with the gardening. Boy, fig trees are a blast. Talk to you later.